We always knew that at some point this transfer window, it was going to crank up with activity for Manchester United. Looks like this week is that week. We're here talking about Frenkie de Jong. We're here talking about how he's going to be an incredible new signing for Manchester United. No one's talking about Tyrell Malacia. Neither was Fabrizio Romano, really. Not to Manchester United until this afternoon. But apparently Manchester United are hijacking the deal for the 22-year-old Feyenoord left-back who was on his way to Lyon, maybe not anymore, with further reports coming from Voetbal International now that Manchester United have already agreed the transfer with Feyenoord in a deal late last night. I'll run through everything for you. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. I'll try and bring you the updates as and when they happen. But Tyrell Malacia, this was only a couple of days ago that Fabrizio Romano was reporting this deal completed for Malacia to join Lyon. Now, for a lot of United fans, that was a bit of a frustrating situation. Someone like Malacia who could come in and offer real competition at left-back for Luke Shaw. Real competition. Very cheap. 15 million. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere this afternoon, boom, we get a bit of this from Fabrizio Romano. Manchester United are trying to hack the Tyrell Malacia deal. After a full verbal agreement was agreed with Lyon, Man United jumped into it before it was signed. Talks with Feyenoord to reach an agreement, Dutch sources confirm. And detail, this is an interesting one. Malacia has got the same agents as Frenkie de Jong. We go over here to Martin Krabendam, which has to be one of the best Dutch names I've heard in a while. He's saying this, that Feyenoord reached an agreement with Manchester United last night. Now it's up to the player to get out. With that, they hijacked the deal to Lyon. So actually going a step further than what Fabrizio is saying. Martin Krabendam, as I said, who writes for Voetbal International out in Holland, is saying that Manchester United last night swooped in last minute from deep, went there and agreed a deal with Feyenoord for Malacia. Now, you'll know full well this is not the first time that we have been linked with this player, sorry. So it won't come as too much of a surprise to see what's happening. Going back to April, his name came up, saying that Erik ten Hag was looking to sign some sort of competition for a bit of competition to Luke Shaw, I suppose, in the same way that Alex Telles. By the way, this absolutely nullifies Alex Telles. If he comes in, I would hope that Alex Telles would be leaving. For sure, there's no point keeping him in. This is what was saying by Mike Vervige, who we know from The Telegraph, saying left-back Tyrell Malacia is a target for Erik ten Hag and is on his list, but we know full well that Frenkie de Jong was the priority, and then we're talking about Anthony after that. We go one step further, and Simon Mullock, I think, he was saying that Erik ten Hag wants top-class competition for Luke Shaw. But the belief in Holland is that United are so concentrated on making de Jong the first signing that Lyon has sensed the opportunity. And that's where this story came from. They swooped in. They got the deal verbally agreed. 15 million euros fee. That is a very, very decent price. We don't make those sorts of signings. We really don't make those sorts of signings. And for those who don't really understand who Tyrell Malacia is, as I said, he is a 22-year-old left-back from Feyenoord and somebody who would come straight into this Manchester United team squad and offer immediate competition for Luke Shaw. If you look at his career to date, he's 22, but look at that. Over 180 appearances at left-back, 1 at left midfield, and 3 at right-back. He is a left-back. That is absolutely certain. But I tell you what, that would mean immediate competition for Luke Shaw. And let's be completely honest, given how Luke Shaw played last season, he needs that competition. We thought that we saw what happened when Alex Telles came in and the sort of resurgence that gave to Luke Shaw. Is this the same thing going on here? Or is this just Luke Shaw being eased out of the football club? You can let me know what you think about that. One thing I suppose I would be slightly disappointed about is that what would that mean for Alvaro Fernandez? He's one of those players that I've actually backed to really sort of come through into this squad in the preseason. Certainly take his opportunity and maybe force himself into first-team contention. But if we go now and we sign Tyrell Malacia, well, Tyrell Malacia? How do I pronounce his name? Tyrell. Let's go Tyrell. I might have been doing that wrong the whole time. But yeah, this is a bit of a surprise, bit of a curveball, a bit like, like sometimes they say London buses, 2 come at once. We're here talking about de Jong, and we've known full well, and we've hoped, I suppose, more than known, we've hoped that it's going to be a domino effect. That once the de Jong complications are out of the way, that Manchester United can start flexing and start moving. Now it looks like United have gone back in. Not that we weren't in for Malacia, but as I said, we were so focused on de Jong that we allowed Lyon to go and do that. But this afternoon, Fabrizio, they're confirming that Manchester United are trying to hijack the deal, despite the fact that the full agreement was there with Lyon, and they'll be fuming, absolutely fuming if this happens. Man United are going into it. He's saying, I do find it interesting the fact that he's got the same agents as De Jong. We can just continue that conversation. Oh, now that we've got Frankie sorted, how about Tyrell? How about Malacia? Let's talk about him instead. But sources out in Holland going a step further than Fabrizio Romano, saying that not only are Manchester United trying to hijack the deal for him, but that Manchester United have actually reached that agreement. Nice. United actually moving fast. And as I said, we're running through this. And what do you think about left back? Because full back positions at Manchester United are a problem, are an absolute problem. Luke Shaw at left back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Diogo Dalot at right back, they are problems. But I didn't personally feel that we had enough money this summer to go out and spend what we needed to spend to sign reinforcements. That's why I personally thought that we will be looking inwards. I thought we'll be looking at players like Alvaro Fernandez at left back and probably Ethan Laird at right back as two options who can come in and sort of offer that competition that would hopefully either make Luke Shaw better or simply he would just supersede Luke Shaw. And you'll notice, honestly, and I'm not doing this on purpose, but I'm not really mentioning Alex Telles' name at all. I think he's been such a disappointing signing since he arrived from Porto. He really has. I thought we were signing that Champions League, established quality. I thought he was going to whip the balls into Cavani, scoring that left. No chance. Alex Telles, if Tyrell Malacia comes in, Alex Telles should be sold. Simple as that. Because then you've got three potential options. You would have, for example, you'd have Shaw, you'd have Malacia, and you would have Fernandez. That's excellent strength, not strength in depth, but you can see something happening there. Either Luke Shaw's going to improve and get back to that sort of form that saw him. I think, was he named in Euro team of the tournament? I think he was. Anyway, he was great for United that year as well. And if it's not Luke Shaw, then it might be Malacia coming through. And if it's not Malacia coming through, it's going to be Fernandez. That sort of healthy competition is needed in every single position at Manchester United. Now, what about right back? We were tentatively linked with Jed Spence from Nottingham Forest. Looks like he's going to be going towards Spurs. But United, with the Frankie de Jong deal, I haven't done a video on that this afternoon. There's more talk about breakthroughs, but nothing really that's an update on what I'd already told you from the weekend. From Ian Whittle, from the Telegraph, the deal, 65 million euros, that's the fee. It seems like that's going to be the upfront fee. Done. That's good. That's pretty damn reasonable. More than reasonable, I think. It's actually a very good fee for a player of Frankie de Jong's quality. Yeah, that's great. And then it's going to be the add-ons that are going to be delaying it. But yeah, that part is definitely interesting. The fact that Malacia has the same agent as de Jong, that will probably give United a bit of an edge. But we kind of need more than an edge. Leon would already agree with it. I suppose it depends what Malacia wants to do. At Leon, he'd probably be far more likely to go through and be, I don't know, be someone who starts regularly than at Manchester United. If he comes to Manchester United, he would effectively have to come in straight away and fight for his place. But what do you think about this news? The idea that we're going in for Tyrell. I don't know whether it's Tyrell or Tyrell. I'm going to switch it to Tyrell. Malacia. The sorts of signings that United haven't really made for a long time. I don't particularly think you could try and put Telles in that category if you want. But he's someone who's more old and established. He's 22. As I said, if we were to quickly head over here and head back and take a look at his career to date so far, he's a left back, pure and utter left back. I'll have to do a scout report. I'll look into a bit more depth in terms of understanding his overall game, because that'll be interesting. You know, how is he going forward? Is he somebody who's going to go on the overlap? Is he somebody who's more likely to cross or cut inside? What sort of left back is he? Because we know full well that the modern day left back and right back, modern day fullbacks, one of the most important positions in world football. You've seen that at City and Liverpool. They've fullbacks were, well, they're nowhere near as important previously as they are now. And City and Liverpool have shown that and shown the importance that Cancelo can have in the season, the importance that Trent can have in the season. We haven't had that at Manchester United. We've been operating effectively without fullbacks. And well, Shaw obviously had his decent form, but then he disappeared off the face of the earth last year. But I'll be interested to see how this one develops. With Fabrizio Romano saying that Manchester United are trying to hijack, despite the fact that Leon had that full verbal agreement, United are going in full steam, with reports from Holland saying it's further than that. Man United have already reached that agreement with Feyenoord. It's down to the player himself. Let's see what happens here and what Tyrell Malacia chooses. You let me know what you think in the comments below. And actually, let me know how to pronounce his name. I'm going to go for Malacia. I'm sure I'm getting that right. But do you think that'll be a good signing? 15 million there or thereabouts. Good signing. Should we be spending it elsewhere? What do you think about it? You let me know in the comments below, and I'll do some more research on him and maybe try and bring you a scouting report on him because it looks like we're in for him. Transfers. Looks like they're happening. Finally.